Jadi macam kita datang konsert, okay guys? Yeah, Melissa Heidi. Of course, we've got YB, Syed Ahmad, Syed Abdul Rahman, Al Haddad, aka the one and only Ultimate! Mr. Jin Hackman from Tong Song Asia. Kid Sante, rapper and entrepreneur, and my boss from Astro Radio, Priya, Darshini, Prabhakaran. Give it up for all our panelists, everybody! Okay, I'm loving the energy. Okay, before we start the session, I just nak bagi tahu lah pada panelis kita kan. Hi everybody, hi Mel, hi Mel. Oh, tergelak-gelak, tak start lagi pun dah gelak dah. Apa yang lawak sangat tu? Terang-terang session ni sangat santai kan. Everyone give it up for our one and only YB, everybody. How are you? Doing good? Alhamdulillah. Priya Prabhakaran, my boss from Astro Radio, everybody. Like I said, kalau nak kerja kat radio kena bodek Priya. Mr. Jin Hackman ni, he is one of the biggest guys in music right now, okay? He manages the big stars in Malaysia, pushing all the big music to radio stations and whatnot. Give it up for Jin Hackman, everybody. Dan siapa tak kenal anak lelaki Shahrukan? Kid Sante, everybody. Tapi sorry, Shahrukan tak dapat datang. Hanya anak lelaki Shahrukan yang dapat datang hari ini, okay? Alright, over to you, our moderator, Melissa Heidi.
Hello, okay, awesome. Alright, welcome everyone to Youth Empowerment Fair. My name is Melissa Heidi and I will be the moderator for forum number 9, a title, Achieving Sustainability in the Creative Industry in Malaysia, What Must Be Done. Baik, yang bersama pada saya hari ini, and I have to credit Keanu for this. We had a very short conversation yesterday and Keanu cakap sebab itu kita dipanggil orang seni. Sebab apa setiap tindakan, setiap aksi yang kita lakukan dengan jiwa yang bersulam dengan keikhlasan, that is also bersulam dengan pendirian, prinsip and whatnot. And everyone here today, it is an honor to actually be seated in the same sofa as you guys. So, hello YB Ultimate, hello Priya, hello Jin Hackman and hello Kid Sante. These are all people who are genuine, sincere, and these are all people from the creative industry in Malaysia. Baik, my questions for today, especially pertaining to the creative industry in Malaysia, right? Before that, I would like to just give like a brief explanation, right? The creative industry in Malaysia is blossoming, with the younger generations coming in, giving their input, making music, like films, and also creative content per se. To be honest, we are living like macam in an era di mana kita sedang melihat perubahan teknologi bergerak selari dengan perubahan kreatif anak-anak muda kita. And yes, it is also an honor to witness the youth today participating a lot in the creative industry. Everyone is a content creator. You nak post you beraya dengan you punya family pun macam-macam edit you letak. In fact, kadang-kadang mengalahkan yang high film production punya ni pun. Because it stems from your heart. It stems from the sincerity in your heart yang bersulamkan you punya kepakaran dalam in your creative field lah, respectively. Right. For the first question, I would like to direct this to YB Ultimate. Right. For the first question, so how can establishments, especially like creative establishments, dedicate like a specific council, right, for the arts and music? How can they contribute to the sustainability and prosperity of the creative industry in Malaysia? Yeah.
Establishment,
Yeah. we want to like gather all per se. Yeah. How can they foster sustainability?
I think it boils down to establishments teaching creatives how to fish instead of giving them fishes. Right now, I think a lot of it is giving fishes. It's not teaching them how to fish. So I think it all boils down to, if you want the really, really short answer, that's what I think. This one, I think, you know. But it would be better for me, this is my personal view, it would be better if the creatives, I say, don't worry, we don't need to teach you how to fish. You don't need to teach us how to fish, we learn by ourselves. That would be better. We already know how to fish. But you know, sometimes it's getting, as cliche as it sounds, getting to a developed nation status, sometimes you have to help certain industries and teach them how to fish, and not just give them fish. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much. And yes, of course, every establishment, every policies, even recording labels ke ataupun radio stations ke, there's always room for improvement. There is always room to like further beautify ataupun further like strategize and also further implement good policies, good actions to benefit the creative industry entirely. Right. For Priya, I have a question for you. Okay. Since you are the head of Astro Audio, yeah. So how can digitization per se, like further technological advancements in the radio industry? Kalau dulu analog, kita nak macam ucap radio pun you have to like push in like 7 buttons, then only it starts. Now like macam you push 1 button and then you know everything starts, right? So how can technological advancements, digitization per se, how can it benefit the creative industry? Yeah.
I think with radio, it's not going to be a lot of change, because I think we already have been doing the changes, right, as how it's always gone, right? I mean, like now, for Astro, it's no longer just FM radio. We go also on Shock. Like we have an app, we have a web, and it has podcasts, it has music, and it also has other things on radio. So it's not just whatever content that you have on radio. In terms of music, we have, yes, Astro has 13 FM stations, but we also have 60 digital radio stations on that app. And what it is it gives more opportunities for songs and for musicians that potentially have their own niche that doesn't fit on maybe a normal FM sort of vibe. But down the line, you can also, there is still space for on all these kind of platforms. And then in terms of like podcasts and all that, I think down the line, it really comes down to knowing what kind of content also that you want to put out. Like in terms of technology is always going to change and evolve, and we will continue doing that. But in terms of what from a consumer point of view or from an artist point of view, do you know exactly what you want and who are you trying to target? You know, I think during the masa pandemic kan, we had a lot more people and artists actually sending music in. And then we were so excited. We were like, oh, okay, maybe the pandemic is actually going to change because people were actually putting more time into their craft, you know. But after the pandemic, then life just kind of started getting in the way and stuff like that. We actually don't get a lot of local songs coming in, you know, especially from indie artists. So we want to do more. We want to give people more platforms. And I think a lot of times also for radio or audio in general, a lot of people think, kalau you you send us a song, terus you can jadi famous. Tak. Memang, you know, like you have to have your own marketing plan, kan? Kalau if nobody, because a lot of people come to me and say, oh, why you never play my song? Or you play my song and I'm still not famous. But you don't have a plan, you know? So yeah, so I think down the line, all those things need to change also lah. Yeah.
I agree with you completely. And when you talk about technological like advancements, right, pertaining like to the it's not just like the digital side. It is the actions and also the implementation. They have to be new. They have to be fresh, right? So yeah, I mean like even me myself, if I enter like certain rooms kan, yang sekarang ni dia punya passcode kan, you macam tet, I pun macam like macam I pun like you know I get excited. Oh, it's no more keys. Now everything like macam you can push. I thought cerita Korea aja ada, but we do have it, right? I mean Priya, I want to echo again like when you mentioned about why marketing and further strategic plans is essential for musicians to grow, right? Their career per se. Therefore, this is a question dedicated to Kit and also dedicated to Jin. But I will start with Jin first. Jin, old head Jin, also known as Jin Hackman, right?
Hello.
Hello. You yourself, you have turned, actually kan, before, you know, we have a brief bio of you, but also our creative team, like we did a bit of research. You have grown more than 20 musicians yang started recording dalam in their bedroom until they are, some of them are festival headliners.
They're still in their bedrooms though.
Semua nak tepuk.
They just go out sometimes, you know, but they're... They still
Right.
make music in their bedrooms. Yeah.
Right, okay. I think I will paraphrase that. Daripada perform dekat dalam toilet, pakai hairbrush, sekarang dah jadi festival headliners. Yes, I think I will paraphrase that. Right. Yeah, so of course, actually the question I wanted to ask was like, macam, why is marketing important? But actually I want to extend that. Why is marketing important in every single aspect and also in every single platforms that we push? And also how can, because standing us today, you know, we might have musicians, future filmmakers, future people in the creative industry that might blossom from this forum here. So why is further and also the discipline in marketing super duper important, especially, you know, after you have implemented a huge action? Why is it constantly important? Yeah.
I think as an artist, if you're going to invest so much time, effort, and money into your work, into your art, right? It's you're kind of doing your craft like a disservice kalau macam you don't have a marketing plan behind it. Because what a marketing plan does, it ensures that your product, like your song, your album, like reaches the maximum number of people possible, you know. Except if you're a hobbyist, if you're doing it for fun, then it's fine. But I think some people, some artists actually want to turn, you know, what they love doing into their careers. You know, they want to make it sustainable for themselves. So I think for that to happen, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and you need a plan. Not just a marketing plan. I think you need a career plan. Like, you gotta look ahead, right? I think it's so important, yeah, to have like a vision to work towards. Otherwise, you're always just like taking things, you know, one step at a time. It's, you know, sometimes like I see a lot of artists, macam, you know, maybe they get like an amazing opportunity, but it's not the opportunity that counts. Sometimes it's like, is the artist ready for the opportunity? Can the artist like capitalize on it? You know what I mean? So I think timing and momentum is like really key, but it all starts with, you know, having a marketing plan, and, you know, branding is an extension of it. That's like an everyday thing, you know, you're not even thinking about it. It's like, it's just an extension of you, of your art. So yeah, short answer.
For the amazing answer. Kit, what about you? What do you think?
I think in this digital age that we are in, there's a lot of opportunities that we can seize right now, especially with social media. There's a lot of ways that we can market ourselves. There's a lot of ways that we can put our music out there. Of course, like what Priya said earlier, we have a lot of stations that are willing to support us and to actualize our ideas. As creatives, it is literally our job to create something out of nothing, and we make a career out of that. Now, how do we make sure that we reach the right target audience? How do we make sure that we can quite literally build this career from somebody that is singing in the bedroom, right, to headlining at festivals? Quite simple. I think it's just about utilizing the marketing tactics that are out there right now, which is, of course, putting out reels, putting out TikTok videos. As much as it kind of, how do I say, every day it is a job now. It is an extra tool that you have to learn. You've got to create content every single day in order for you to be out there, in order for you to be seen by radio, in order for you to be seen by festivals or by event managers, right? So I believe that in 2024, as of the past few years, ever since COVID hit, I think social media has changed a lot. And we have so much of opportunities for us to grow our talent. It's just about whether we are willing to take that sacrifice or not. And that's just my take on it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really, really super duper important. Strategizing creatively and also understanding that whatever implementation that we do towards our music, it's not just an action, but actually it's a career, as what Jin Hackman has said. Yes. Now we have questions for YB Ultimate. Right. As a member of the parliament, right, in a borderless entertainment landscape. Like meaning to say, everything is important, and everything. For example, like the creative industry consists of like filming. Kalau contohnya kita nak buat satu music video kan, so the filming industry is also involved, and also the the producing, everything lah. It's an entire ecosystem by itself kan. So how do you propose addressing and also like mitigating the potential negative influences of entertainment, including issues such as drug portrayal, violence, explicit sexual content, to ensure that the music industry in Malaysia is responsible and also culturally sensitive in the global entertainment environment?
Okay, first of all, I'm not in parliament though. I'm in the state assembly. I'm in the state assembly. Yeah, state assembly ni macam mini low level lah, macam tadika punya parliament. Bukan tadika, I don't mean like that. It's smaller scope. You know, it's at the state level. It's not at federal level. It's not with the federation. It's with the state. That's first of all. You know, and then in the borderless world, I don't think you can escape entertainment that goes against your principles or your beliefs. You know, but that's been true for a long time. You know, ever since we found a way technologically to record creatives found a way to immortalize their thoughts, right? I'm talking before music. I'm talking before digitally recording visuals, like dari zaman pelukis lagi, like Renaissance, right? We have Renaissance painting that is considered high art in some cultures and is considered vulgar in other cultures, right? We have fashion in certain cultures that is considered restrictive or oppressive in other cultures. So I don't think you can sekat lah. You cannot sekat. You cannot block it lah, you know, externally. You know, but what you can do is you can form internal filters, right? Internal filters within yourself, right? So that one is something that we can all work on based on our separate beliefs and principles lah. You know, you can choose, like how you choose. This is something that I tell my children, like, you know, me as your parents, we take a lot of care in what enters your body physically. But mentally, you know, as you grow up, we cannot do that, right? You have, you know, and you have your phones and all that. And my parents couldn't do that to me because I could buy, you know, explicit content CDs. Not visually, I'm talking like, you know, Snoop Dogg and all these things, right? I could. They couldn't stop it. They didn't know what was on the CDs because they didn't have access to a CD player. You can't stop it. But what my parents equipped me with is telling me that, okay, this is a different culture, it's a different set of principles, and most probably what you're going to find is you don't agree 100% with everything that's given, right? So, you know, you talk about violent rap lyrics, but you don't want to talk about, you know, what, you know, oh, this American, you know, the rap lyrics like this, but you want to talk about what's going on in local cinema, tak boleh juga, kan? So I don't think that, I think all of us, if we are conscious about what we put into our bodies physically, we need to be conscious about what we allow into our mental space, you know. So it's internal, you know. I cannot expect you guys to have the same kind of filters that I have, you know. And I am in a position where, as a parent, as a person, and I listen to songs that I like 20, 25, 30 years ago, and I'm like, I don't agree with some of the things they say, but they bring back memories of just discovering great art. So, you know, I got to reconcile that. I think all of us, you know, if you're not going through it now, I'm pretty sure you will go through it sooner or later. Yeah. So there's no, you know, it's up to you guys, everybody. Yeah.
That's very true. We are what we eat. We are what we consume.
We are what we consume.
Yes. And
In
just
more
now
ways
we
than
had a
one.
session dengan YB Fahmi Fadzil, And he also mentioned that in his TikTok algorithm, there's a lot of cats. So because he is a cat person, we are what we consume. We are what we, we search on the internet. And self-regulation is super duper important. Yeah, especially in...
For me, it's cars and Palestine.
Free Palestine. Yeah,
Sometimes
free.
sneakers a bit.
I see.
You don't want to know what's on my TikTok.
don't
It's
say.
really random.
That one, the top 3 only.
Right. So self-regulation is super duper important to ensure whatever that we consume is ethical and also it's positive. But the knowledge, we must at least have a basic understanding of what is ethical and also what is what should be avoided. Yeah.
We're having a mini panel here.
I see. Priya, I have a question for you. Yeah. So this is pertaining to the entertainment industry, right, and also the entertainment ecosystem, right? What strategies can be proposed to ensure that the allocated budget for like the creative cultural sector is utilized effectively, promoting unity and sustainability within the industry and also within the ecosystem in which you are part of? Yes, thank you.
I think personally, in terms of communication, I think in terms of like with all these budgets and all that is available, right? I think people need to know how to actually go and use these budgets. Because a lot of times, I think people don't actually know, unless you're in the know or in the industry itself, then only you would know how to go about getting this funding, kan? But if not, if let's say I'm just like in my bedroom or something like that, and I'm like, you know what, I want to do this, and actually I have an opportunity, tapi I don't know how to go about this. So this really comes down to communication in general, in terms of maybe from even grassroots, even from schools itself. You know, we have club theatre, we have club music and all that, but we don't actually learn about all of this from a young time, you know, from the start itself lah. So that is something I think personally we need to now, even with radio, a lot of times whatever you learn in universities and all that is really not what we do in radio, or actually what we do to be a radio announcer, kan? I mean, Keanu can tell you, I think he did mass comm. So, you know, in a lot of ways, if we are not actually teaching the right things from the start, and communicating from the start, then your entire line is just going to be very messy and all over the place lah, personally. Yeah.
I agree super duper much. Kita dekat dalam sekolah kita diajar untuk main recorder. And that is like the basic essence of like appreciating music. Tapi sebenarnya it should be more. If we can see like in different countries, right, their appreciation towards music, because when the music goes international, they carry part of the national identity, you know, as a form of like identity per se. But yeah, we should learn more than just record this in school.
Even not just with music, I think even with like theatre, kan, if Aswara and stuff like that get involved from the education level in schools, then at least you know exactly what I should be achieving when I go out into the real world, and I actually want to consider this as a career, because it's actually okay to have this as a career, you know. And but when we were younger, always it's like, oh, maybe we should go a bit more of the serious route, right? But actually, being creative is a career progression also, and it shouldn't be shunned upon. Yeah.
Smart people only go science stream, right? No?
I went art stream.
But that's the general consensus.
Correct.
No, that's the general
Correct.
consensus.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, alamak.
Yeah, when I was in school also, it was the same thing. I chose art stream specifically.
Same.
But my teachers were telling me, no, you need to go to science stream.
Because
And I
you're
was like,
smart, right? No?
yeah, like,
all Mahathir fault. I'll say. Kita ada maktab rendah sains. Kenapa kita tak ada maktab rendah sukan? Kenapa kita tak ada maktab rendah sastra?
Like I just want to add on top of their ideas, right? Yesterday we were talking about, we had a forum session called TVET, in which not sure why it is still stigmatized. Like kalau orang nak ambil perbengkilan ke apa benda ke, like, oh, there's a form of stigma. not just within the parents, but within the entire community, but not all, some of it, but a huge part of it, yang rasa like, oh okay, ini adalah kelas yang ketiga. It's not secondary and first. But kereta you rosak, you hantar bengkel apa? Like, these are essential people, and every job matters, no matter which layer of like job sectors that you're in. Every single individual, especially all of you here today, every one of you is essential and also important to drive like the Malaysia's sustainability. But all right, so we have amazing answers from our panelists here today. Yeah, so this is a question for Jin. Yeah, so Jin, you have raised
a lot of pressure with looking at the timer.
Actually, yeah, the timing is pressuring me, but it's okay. We have
We're actually not very serious people, you know, actually.
Kreatif punya forum ni gelak-gelak. Tak payah serious sangat. Okay, alright, so you are involved in talent management, right? And also you created Raise the Bar. Thank you so much. I want to personally thank you. A lot of musicians see that as our local Coachella. If you know, like it's super duper important, and it is a milestone for every musicians to be part of it, because every single musician who participated in RTB, eventually, you know, their career like terus like melonjak, anjakkan paradigma. If you know what I mean? Yeah, now I'm saying. So yeah. So in terms of like in terms of like cultural exchanges, right? So yeah, well, I'm heading towards that. So what's the importance of like promoting or fostering partnerships for musicians? But for your question, right? What is the importance of like fostering partnerships and also networks in the landscape of international and also domestic collaboration? Like, why is this super duper duper important for like musicians? Yeah.
I feel like internationally, that's why, you know, showcase festivals like showcase, you know, festival slash conferences. Okay. I mean, that's why you have things like South by Southwest, right? It's like literally where like industry players and musicians, artists, you know, all sorts of creatives go to like network, right? And also like showcase their art to like a completely new audience, right? I feel, yeah, and that's why, I mean, like, again, I feel like it really comes down to like what your path is as like an artist. If you're like, if your goal is like world domination, you know, you want your song to top the Billboard charts or whatever, especially if you make English language music, then I think like it makes more sense to like think outwards, right? Yeah, and that's why like I feel like, you know, getting like festival opportunities, collaborating with not just any artists, but artists that make sense to collaborate with, that share similar audiences as you, is very, very key in terms of like furthering your career and you know, expanding your reach like beyond just Malaysia. Yeah, but expand. But then again, you know, like there's also like no wrong in like just focusing, you know, on the domestic market. You know, we've seen a lot of success, you know, with some artists just switching. The moment they switch from English to Malay, they find it a lot easier to like build a fan base, to build an audience. It's just a numbers game at the end of the day. So just going back to your question, yeah, I mean like networking leads to, I feel like it opens up more doors, you know? Yeah, just speaking to the right people, getting in the right rooms, you know, that does a lot and really does like expedite, you know, your career progression as well. Yeah, in a lot of ways, in more ways than you can imagine. So yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. Yeah.
I agree. I'm sure you guys know about that one French rapper who appeared in colors with his popular song called Bekane. Like, yeah, I think like with the proper like channel marketing and also with the proper platforms, right? You can expedite your career into international waters?
And we have seen a lot of artists do that. It's just that there hasn't been a lot of coverage for it, you know. Like one of my artists, Luna Dira, was on Color Show. Rumpit Goddess, who is like a producer, female producer DJ, played Boiler Room at Mahara Soap in Thailand. You know, recently Shell Hill played Hong Kong's biggest music festival, music and arts festival, Clock and Flap. You know what I mean? It's just like we don't hear about it very often, but definitely like there are artists like making moves like in international waters. Yeah.
Here's to more musicians breaking international waters. Ah, me. Right. So yeah, I mean, with proper guidance, which is why, you know, we need more people with vision, especially in the talent management area, to bring our local acts into not just breaking international waters, but as a form of cultural exchange, as a form of promoting our local identity and also promoting our national language, if it's possible, right, into like international areas. Yeah. So for the next question, I will be asking Kit, right? If you guys want to know, Kit has been educating. He has been working by himself, like direct one-to-one with the community and teaching about producing, teaching about music marketing. Basically, what you have to do once you dah tekan spacebar after you record music lah. What are the steps, follow-up steps after that, kan? So yeah, Kit, especially during the pandemic, we experienced like a wave of like musicians yang, unfortunately for them, they don't have a sustainable financial career, and a lot of musicians were impacted. But at the same time, it's not, you know, anyone to blame. It's the pandemic. You know, we're not fully equipped for that, right? So, in the face of like potential job losses due to like pandemic or automation per se, right? How can educational reforms, like since, you know, you went one-on-one with the community, you engage with the community, how can educational reforms and also community building initiatives, how can they support the youth in acquiring the necessary skills to evolve the creative industry in Malaysia?
Check, check, 1, 2. Hai semua, korang okay ke tak? Heidi, that's a fantastic question. I think during COVID, what had happened was that a lot of artists could not go to the studios that they normally go to. A lot of people could not work with the producers or the writers or the mixing and mastering engineers directly hands-on. A lot of the bodies of art or work that was put out during COVID was actually done essentially through Zoom. Like I know a very good friend of mine, Sona One, he made a lot of songs through Zoom. He worked with a lot of producers also through Zoom during COVID. So as an artist, first and foremost, before we go towards community building and educational reforms, right? As an artist, the first thing that we need to do is we need to take responsibility into our hands where our career really relies on. For example, kalau saya tak pandai untuk produce, saya kena belajar macam mana nak produce. That has to be my work ethic. If I don't know how to write a song, I've got to take it into my own accord to learn how to write a song. If I don't know how to record myself, I've got to take it into my own account to learn how to record myself. Therefore, this becomes a sustainable music career sebab setiap benda, setiap aktiviti dalam proses merakam lagu is a job. For example, there's a recording engineer, there's a writer, there's a producer, there's a composer, there's a mixing engineer, there's a mastering engineer, so on and so forth. Now, if you can learn all of the tricks of the trade from everything that I mentioned, you can essentially have a self-sustaining and sustainable career, first and foremost. That is the work ethic or the mindset that we must have before we even look at educational reforms. That should be the word that is the word, or rather the work ethic that is being preached. And that's what I actually teach in my class. I teach them how to fish. I don't tell them, hey guys, here's the fish. Yeah, there's a lot of fishes, correct. So in the educational reforms, right now I'm working together with Cats College, or rather I had worked with Cats College before, and I'm currently teaching a masterclass there. So I'm reaching out to a lot of students, and essentially through that, we're building a community. And what I'm doing differently for the community that I'm building is that I just want everybody to learn how to do this without spending too much. Because music, or rather arts, or even the film career, it's such an expensive hobby, I would say, first and foremost. It is a very expensive hobby. For you to just put out one song, if you don't know how to do much, if you only know how to write and sing, is at least 15 to 20,000 ringgit per song. I'm talking about a big single. Yes. So if you can learn how to reduce the cost, then you can have a longer career. And I believe that right now we have quite a number of avenues for people to learn how to build their career as a musician, as a painter, as a filmmaker. There's a lot of avenues that are available today. I think we just need to publicize it more, we just need to market it more, and we need to be more confident in the local teachers and the local talents that are here today.
Facts, no printer. Everything is there about facts. And it all, like, it has a scale, right? You need to remove the stigma of the creative industry first. And then we need to ensure that there's proper education or proper penghayatan per se, the understanding and also the appreciation towards music. And then once we, we remove the stigma, we ensure that there's proper penghayatan to the creative industry, then only all of us will be well informed that every single dimension of music requires cost. Right. From my personal experience, when I wanted to register my songs for MCPA, right, baru I tahu, author, oh ada songwriter, oh ada lirik, oh ada producing. If not, like, there's no proper education and there's no proper awareness to ensure that every single musician is well informed, right? So for the last question, we're heading towards the 10 minutes of our, our final forum session. Betul lah, jam ni buat I stress. I rasa macam I need to chase time. Tapi macam, yeah. So we're gonna do like a round table session, right? For everyone, for everyone to suggest and also to give like a final say on like how can we ensure the creative sustainability of our entertainment industry, of our creative industry per se. How can we accelerate sustainability in our creative industry in Malaysia? Let's start with YB. Yeah.
Kita jaga kita lah.
Badum.
Kan, I mean, macam mana nak cakap ah? Ya, kita kena jaga kita lah. Kita kadang-kadang kita cari patron of the arts. Right? So ada patron, this will patron, that will. Kita semua kena jadi patron of local creative industry. Kita semua kena jadi patron. That means you pergi event, kalau you punya kawan ni, you jangan minta tiket free, jangan minta discount, jangan. You support. You jangan ini, apa nama ni, you just pay full price. Satu. Dua is, kadang-kadang macam for me, kan, even zaman jadi dalam industri hiburan pun, saya support katakan Jin buat raising the bar. Okay. Kata Mat buat raising the bar. Okay, saya beli tiket. Saya tak dapat pergi. Saya bagi, Kid, you want my ticket or not? Kan. So Kid dapat pergi. Kid macam, okay, aku tak tahu raising the bar ni apa. Kan. So aku pergi. Oh, okay, Chun. So next time Kid will pay and I also will pay. So we must all become patrons. Kita tak boleh, aku kena, this might offend my political connects lah. We cannot depend on these agencies all the time. Kita kena jaga kita, basically. Kan? And then kalau you in the creative industry, ada macam-macam creative, ada macam-macam fields lah. Kan? Bila orang lain daripada field lain minta tolong, kau jangan sombong. Kan? Jangan sombong, kan? Let's say, saya musician. Okay, no, support local music, kan. Sekali fashion designer kata, bro, I want you to wear my red carpet. Tak boleh. I want to wear Italian brand. Kan, and then fashion designer pun, support local fashion. Orang movie industry datang, you boleh support, tak boleh. I nak sponsor artis Hollywood aja. Mana boleh. Kan. Okay. Janganlah, macam, kalau tanyakan, masa saya buat lagu untuk Ejen Ali yang funnily enough kita jaga kita kan dia kata, dia tunjuk, bila saya pergi meeting tu, dia tunjuk 5 minutes of the first 5 minutes of the movie. Kan, tengok dalam hati macam, I have to be a part of this. Kan, so dia kata, okay ultimate, berapa awak punya budget? Berapa kau nak bagi, kau bagi. Diorang pun jam. I say, ya, kita kena tolong lah. Kita kena tolong lah. Tapi, bayaran baliknya daripada segi pendapatan, cerita tu banyak lah orang tengok. Kan? So, MACP saya banyak. Kan? Tapi kita nak foster that bridge. Kadang-kadang kita semua dalam kampung kita masing-masing, design, industrial design satu, graphic design. Tapi bila I release a single, I must find a graphic designer juga. I must find a videographer juga. So kita kena jaga kita lah, basically.
True. That's very, very true. We need to build an ecosystem of our own, consisting of Malaysians entirely.
Put it this way lah. Kan, kita orang industri muzik semua nak jadi K-pop. Korang buka video K-pop, dia ada naik Porsche tak? Dia naik Hyundai. Have you ever seen a K-pop video where the artist holds an iPhone? Never. Why? They wear Samsung, right? So you see that? That's kita jaga kita, right there.
Speechless.
Yes. Good job.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
No, we have to
6
be our
minutes.
own hype man lah, essentially,
6
right?
minutes,
We have
yes.
to be our own hype man. You know, on radio also, everybody requests for lagu. Not many requests for local songs, and especially like we're talking like Kian who can answer from a hits point of view, right? The local English scene is a big scene, tapi we don't get a lot of requests coming in. So we get a lot of K-pop, we get a lot of international artists, but we don't get enough of local hype men to really push this industry forward. I'm sure we have interviews and stuff like that we do, but if we cannot hype ourselves up or request for songs, we are not going to go far. Yeah.
That's very true. Padahal kita ada je doh supply. Ada. I want everyone nanti balik nanti please listen to one Malaysian song. Ada supply. But we need to be the demanders of like our own supply. We have like an endless color, like macam-macam color. Or like we have a lot of colors in our Malaysian music scene, and I think it is time. It is time for us to, appreciate our local industry. Yeah. So, Jin, what say you?
Just building on what Priya and Ahmad have said, YB have said. My apologies. Conviction is key, If your conviction is strong enough, like everyone would believe it, right? So I think and Malaysian music is so good right now. It's unbelievably good. You put like a local English song next to an Ariana Grande song, you can't tell the difference, It's like we're at that, like maybe like 10 years ago, we were a little bit behind when it came to songwriting and production quality, but we've caught up, Yeah, and Claudia, like Hits has been playing Claudia's songs like every day, and that's insane. And I think it's also, but in terms of like longevity, I feel much also not just investing in the artists, the performers on stage, but also like the infrastructure and also like the teams, the artist teams, because I think right now there are more artists than there are like music professionals, and that's a problem. You only hear about like publicists and music marketers and stuff like that at the major labels, but you don't find like indie ones, right? And where do the indie artists go? The indie artists with limited budgets, right? If they wanna get they want to run a PR campaign for one of their singles, like who do they go to? Like what can they afford? So I feel like, again, it goes back to like education and just building it from the ground up. Like there's a reason why it's called an ecosystem. It's not just an artist business. It's like everyone's involved and everyone's got to understand their roles and like play it really well. That's all. Yeah.
Very true. And like one of the practices that we are doing currently, everyone is participating in is actually in the boycott. And when we actually, what we must do, like after we boycott like certain things for our, our humanitarian reasons, right, is for us to look inward, is for us to support Malaysian brands. And this also applies to like every areas of things that we should support, especially in the music industry, right? So yeah, let's hear from Kit.
224, 223, 222, 221. Okay, so just to echo from what my peers have said, I completely agree with every single one of them. We are at a fantastic point of our growth in this industry, in the creative arts. I think 10, 15 years ago, if you were to tell Ultimate or you were to tell any other artist that, "Weh bro, kau tahu tak lagu Malaysia boleh cecah 50 juta views?" It sounds impossible, and correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds absolutely impossible, but here we are. And I would like for everybody to continue supporting the creative industry, continue supporting the local acts, the local art, and we are on our way there. And I just want everybody to be as confident as we are as the creatives, right? As much like what you said, kita kena demand our own supply, right? Or supply our own demand, as you say. Yeah. So, yeah, if you listen to Sabahan music, you already know there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of new groups that are coming out. These days. Wow, it's amazing. Especially the local scene, essentially in Malaysia, is growing. It is growing so wide, so fast. Macam lagu Sizer, Balam Pagi, Cecah, all the way Indonesia, right? It's so viral. It's so viral, and I just look forward to more art in 2024. That's all. Sekian, terima kasih.
Looking at the timer. Dia macam 40, 39. 30 seconds. Right. So to wrap up the 30 seconds, I want to say thank you to everyone on here on stage today. Thank you. Thank you, YB Ultimate. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Jin. Thank you, Kit.
Wow, fantastic session. Okay guys, you know what? The mic has never been utilized before. The mic has been there since yesterday. Tapi tak ada seorang pun diberi peluang untuk tanya soalan. So this is the time, because I think this is one of the chillest sessions so far. Betul tak guys? Believe me, this is the most proactive I've seen. YB, this is the most proactive I've seen since yesterday. Correct or not, Mel? Correct or not?
Surprise.
Everyone no longer brain dead. Today everyone is like, yes, So after this, I think a lot of job applications akan masuk email Priya. You'll see Jin Hackman pun akan terima banyak DM daripada anda semua yang nak juga jadi artis di bawah Jin Hackman as well, because they know the marketing strategies very well. Okay guys, any questions about the music scene, about the creative scene in Malaysia yang kita boleh tujukan kepada mereka? Any question? You may come straight to the mic. All right. Please state your name first, okay? Then your question. Over to you.
Hello, can you guys
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Alicia. I'm 21 years old, and I am the sister of a boy who is in a band. My brother's in a band. He's in a band called Downside Weather. So I just want to ask, I'm trying to help him out, basically. I just want to ask, so we know that artists nowadays, at least independent artists, they usually market themselves. As you guys mentioned just now, the marketing is really important. But I want to ask, besides TikTok, because TikTok right now is the primary, I think, way for artists to promote themselves and put a viral song makes them famous almost instantly. But I would say that this isn't exactly sustainable. Like, they could just have a viral song and that's it. But we also have the really popular ones like Putri Dahlia and Yuji and all that, and they're amazing, and it's really nice to see that when this happens. But I don't think TikTok is a very sustainable platform to promote musicians. So what are some ways that are not exactly like you mentioned? It's very expensive for artists to promote themselves. So what are some ways besides TikTok for musicians to promote themselves and market themselves in public?
All right, good question. Maybe Jin could take this.
Sure. I think you gotta employ like a 360 kind of approach, because it's not just, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like TikTok is great, but then, you know, once you have a viral moment, it's like you said, it's all about how do you connect the artist to the song, because sometimes the song just travels way further than the artist, right? So then it's like, you can figure out like, okay, how do we, because you don't own the data, right? So you got to figure out how do you like retarget all these people, right? And then that's when like direct to fan, you know, engagement comes to play, like building a mailing list using tools like your broadcast channel or Laylo, right? Just to reach your audience directly. I think that's key because you don't own the data. You know, outside of that, if you look at the DSP world, you need like a streaming strategy. Like how are you ensuring that your release gets as many playlists as possible? So then it's about, you know, graduating from your distro kit, which is a self-service distribution service, to a full-service distribution service, such as Believe and Orchard, where they actually, you know, have people pitching your songs to like your Spotify and your Apple Music, right? And then also you want to go on ground and play shows because that's the easiest way to gain fans. Like honestly, you have a tight show, easy, like 10 people who don't know you before, they like leave with your merch, right? So you got to look at all of these things and don't just rely on like one thing, because like you need to plan out, you need to have a strategy for each avenue, and I think that's key. And it's a lot of work, again, you know, but it's worth doing. Yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah, Kit. Yeah.
Can I add just
Sure, Heidi.
just a bit? Right. Before that, please send all of our regards to your brother participating in the music industry. Thank you for even like wanting to be part of the creative industry, and thank you so much. Right. I am actually currently writing a book on this one music theory that I would like to publish sometime around after Raya. It's called the cereal box theory. So in the book, right, I wrote, we have this one theory in which kalau you masuk supermarket Giant ke apa kan, you will see that Kellogg's yang macam all the healthy stuff, they put it at the top shelf because the adults can see it. Tapi untuk kanak-kanak punya, they put it bottom. So you need to know which platform yang sesuai for you to properly place your music. And you have to test every platform. If it works on TikTok, maintain, stay. If it works on Instagram, contoh, if you post you punya music, no one is listening to it. But if you post pictures, then stay. Then Instagram will be the platform for you to post like only pictures sahaja. Or TikTok will be the platform for you to do like educational content, ataupun for you to do promote like musical. But what happens after you found your niche product? So according to the cereal box theory, right? Kalau you tengok certain characters on a cereal box tu, people hanya akan beli characters yang pandang directly to the face. So you have to be localized. Your music kena local. It has to go with the essence of like, of course, kalau when it comes to music making, right? Mesti kita ada, oh, I make music for myself. But at the same time, you're making music to share and also to celebrate within the Malaysian community. Therefore, it has to look straight in the target audience punya eye. For example, you can tell your brother, contohnya, dia dah buat 5 lagu. 1 lagu pasal cinta. Yang kedua lagu pasal revolusi ke apa ke. Yang ketiga lagu pasal diri, self journey, spiritual journey. So which song resonates the most with his target audience? Stay with that. Stick with that. And grow. And also blossom lagi with the content. And it's not just content creation. It's also the appearance. For example, in the cereal box kan, kalau contohnya you suka makan Coco Crunch, okay, you develop more on like chocolatey punya branding. I'm heading towards branding. So for example, like macam, there's a certain look ataupun appearance that is original. Of course, whatever that we do, it comes from the essence kan? It comes from the heart. Whatever originality that people celebrate and also people inspire, stay with that. Jangan tukar-tukar trend just because you know macam you think that the trend is working. No, your craft, your arts, it has to come from the heart. And when you find that path, when you find that bridge, stay with it and you will prosper. Thank you.
Love that. Kit, you want to add on to that, Kit? Kit? Nak tambah tak, Kit? I rasakan Heidi, Melissa should have been one of the panelists. I should have been the moderator. Patutnya you kongsikan juga sekali with our other panelists tadi tahu. Tak puas dengan you cakap. Give it up for Mel, everybody. Okay, over to you, Kit Sante.
I wish your brother all the best. And if it works on TikTok, keep going all the way. Generally, what happens when an artist explodes and they blow up and they become super famous is that they get very diversified very quickly. They start going into shows, they start going into merchandise, they start going into fashion, they start going into social media engagement, and then they lose time to do their content, which is what made them blow up in the first place. That's something that had personally happened to me, that personally happened to me, and I have strongly advised everybody, just stick to a schedule, just try your best to continue creating content. Going viral in the first place is already extremely hard, but maintaining that virality is even harder, and you can essentially I would say you can maintain that just by very simple word, consistency. Right, all the best.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. We can take one final question. One final question, if there's any, before we wrap up this forum.
Can I just say, I'm a really big fan of all of you. Especially Jin. I listen to all of the artists under you, especially Midnight Music and Hadira. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. Okay, let's get the last question. Fantastic.
Hi, hello. I'm Spencer. My age is 28. So my question for Kid and old head Jin. Imagine if, let's say, Justin Bieber come to our country and then he want to make music business with you. What do you propose to him?
Wow. Wow.
What do you mean by propose? Like propose what?
Propose like he wants to make a DJ song with you, just like Daniel Kim like that. Sorry?
Okay, so as in Justin Bieber, is it?
Yeah,
wants to make a song with him?
Yeah, wants to make a song with him.
Okay.
Like, imagine if he wants to make a song with you, what you propose?
Yes.
Who doesn't want to make a song with Justin Bieber? Of course you say yes. As in like, any specific thing you want to know in terms of propose what exactly? Like strategy?
Live music, like live music for TikTok or...
Oh.
Okay. First and foremost, I think the question should be diversified into a few places. I hear you, and I totally understand what you're asking me. So the first things first, of course, meeting Justin Bieber would be an honor. Of course, he's an extremely talented artist. I am definitely a fan of him. If we were to go into making a song together, there's a few things that you got to ask. Is the song on his platform or my platform? First thing you got to ask. Second thing is, what type of song are we making? Who's the producer? Is it a Malaysian producer or is it a producer of Justin Bieber's choice? Number two. Number three, where are we recording it? Are we recording it in Malaysia? Are we recording it there? Number four, are we doing the music video? Same thing. Is it in Malaysia or is it wherever he is? You know, there's a few questions that you got to ask.
The wife coming or not?
Sorry? Okay. So once you've tackled these questions and you've gotten your answers, what I would do is immediately go for it. Do everything that you can to collaborate together with Justin Bieber. Of course, I think the same thing goes with any artist, as a matter of fact. Especially for me, when it comes to local artists, like I do everything that I can to collaborate with local artists because I put them in the same degree as Justin Bieber. Why? Because everybody has that opportunity. Justin Bieber was like, what, 13, 14, 15 years old when he first blew up? Why not us? So that's my perspective towards it. Take every opportunity you can to grab that moment and make it real.
Fantastic. Hope that answers your question. So Justin Bieber should feel scared. You know, if he wants to propose a song with Kid Santik, he thinks senang-senang dia buat lagu dengan Kid Santik. Banyak soalan Kid akan tanya dia dulu, okay? Tak semestinya dia akan approve lagu dengan Kid. Tahu betul lah Kid, ah? He has to answer all the questions first. Thanks so much, okay? Alright guys, that wraps up our session. Oh, YB Ultimate, silakan.
You want me to give you an answer or not? What you do with
YB.
Justin Bieber? Okay, Justin, this is what we're going to do. We're going to re-record all your songs. Hold on. I want to re-record all your songs, okay? In Bahasa Malaysia, in French, in Spanish, and in Arabic. And I want the rights worldwide.
Wow.
And we can split 50-50 with you.
I love that.
That means 7 keturunan aku tak payah kerja.
Memang. Memang orang kata lumayan je lah sampai ke bila-bila pun tak ada masalah. Berduduk kat rumah banglo, ada Porsche, ada Ferrari, tak ada masalah, betul tak? Tapi yang penting sekarang dah ada yang version-version lain dalam AI punya version kan. But this time we're going to do the actual one, yeah YB? Alright guys, we want to present a token of appreciation for all of our panelists and our moderator. But before that, tepukan everybody for our panelists, for our topic on the creative scene in Malaysia. So we'd like to invite two individuals up on stage right now. Cik Lara Azman, Ketua Forum Youth Empowerment Fair 2024, as well as Miss Mona Reddy from Yayasan Go Strong to hand over our memento to all our panelists and the moderator. Let's go. Alright, first and foremost, we'd like to present our token of appreciation for YB Ultimate, everybody! Dulu kan bila interview Ultimate kan, I can panggil dia Ultimate. Sekarang I can panggil dia YB tau. It's a completely different feel right now. But so good to have YB Ultimate. Give it up for YB Ultimate, everybody. Not very easy to log his time these days, but we got him here. Alright, next up, Kid Sante! Let's hope the song with Justin Bieber will be a success, okay? Harap-harap, yes. And to the one who asked that question just now, you will get a bit of a royalty because you suggested it just now, okay? Alright, next up, the one and only Jin Hagman. Oh, hit Jin. And by the way, check out all the songs from Jin's artists, okay? There's Luna Dira as well, who's one of the biggest stars in Malaysia. Please support our local musicians, okay? Our Astro audio boss, Priya Darshini. So remember, if you guys want your songs to be played on Astro Audio, on hits, on mix, on light, apa semua era, you can submit it to Priya, okay? But no guarantees will be played, but hopefully. Pray hard, okay? And our amazing moderator slash jadi panelist, that in the end she became our panelist as well. Heidi Melissa! Okay, by the way guys, speaking of streaming local music and supporting local musicians, boy, she's so KLCC. Guys, check her out on Spotify as well, okay? Kung Fu Heidi is what you can search for. Let's get a group picture together, shall we? Alright, let's come in front and get a group picture. Guys, that was one of the liveliest sessions so far at YF 2024. Betul tak guys? Give it up once again, everybody. Hopefully you guys have understood more about the creative scene in Malaysia. And I think one of the biggest takeaways is that it's not just about the product. You have a good song, you have a good show, you have a good film. If there's no marketing strategy, if you sendiri tak tahu nak menjual product you, really you're not going to go far, okay? So it's really 2-in-1, a good product and good strategies will bring you a very, very long way. Alright guys, that is it for our second last forum for Youth Empowerment Fair 2024. Give it up for Jin Hagman, YB Ultimate, Kid Sante, Priya Darshini. Woo! And give it up once again for Kung Fu Heidi!